Captain's Log. Stardate 2403.2. Alternative timeline, codenamed Uncharted. After Admiral Picard sent Gamelt on a mission, he hadn't reported back in. We are ordered to his last known coordinates. Keptera, Bright House.
Oh no, Bright House. The Martial Sportist people. Oh, this should be fun. Yeah. I suppose some of the X-ones will want to join us too. Maybe they're already here. I don't know.
If you ask me, and you haven't, they all needed counseling after that cult disbanded. Should be interesting. They're having some kind of celebration over there on the planet. It appears to be connected to their 41st anniversary on the planet Earth. However, they're holding it on this other planet.
I do not like parties, but since we already met for that Star Trek thing on that convention planet, well, I guess we're going to do it again, but this time for something completely different. Must be on our toes. Also, we must make sure that the younger people of the crew get some experience.
Should we put together an away team?
Yes, we should do that. The incident coincides with the 41st anniversary of Martial Sportist. We are going to the planet Keptera, where the TMS are holding a celebration. I do not like parties.
Tactical sensors show 2 other Federation vessels in orbit. They are here as well. Appears to be a ship commanded by some Xers and another ship of unknown type. Federation, though.
I see. We'll have to keep an eye on them. You never know.
There's no reason for either of us to beam down to the planet. Unless something happens. I wonder if the others have found Gamelt yet. I don't know.
We will only go down there if we have to. We'll only go down there if we have to. Circumstances do not require all of the command crew to beam down to the planet. Yes. It is only a party. What could possibly go wrong? Oh.
So, some of the ex-students of the old school want to write a book. Kitty Key will not be involved in the production of your book, but some of you may make a book if you like. He's got his own stories to tell. Not going to. But yes, I'm not going to be involved in the book, the creation of it. There's plenty of material to work with to write a book about your experiences within the old school and whatnot. Incidentally, there's no new one, so it's just the old one. Yes, so I doubt it'll be relevant, but you can try it anyway. Have fun with the book. We have our own, and it's already out. You can find the archives of that. Well, there were a few stories that the master once told, as if they were hers, and they weren't. And the one that I'm going to mess with is tonight is I'm going to mess with the one about the scorpion and the frog. Now, this was told as though it was a story this person actually created, but it was not. It's an Aesop's fable. In it, a scorpion and a frog want to cross a river, and the frog wants to cross with the scorpion on his back, And of course, the scorpion promises to not sting him, but when he's on his way, he stings him, and they both will drown. That's essentially the story, and that's an Aesop fable. Yes, so that is not paramount to only one person saying that. It is apparently Aesop fable. So there you go. Yeah.
So you're playing Jammer. Not too familiar with this TMS Martial Sportist COL thing. Perhaps you'll keep me advised. Appears their party is going on over there. So far, no sign of Gamelt anywhere. Must investigate this party. Didn't think very many of these people were left, according to the history books and the data files.
Well, the cult went underground. That doesn't mean that they completely disappeared. They moved. They went up to Oregon. Yeah. So, now that we're here, this appears to be a facsimile of one of their last schools. Yeah. What appeared to be the one that they claimed was in the pavilion. Yeah. Possibly Albray, which was before the pavilion. Albray was in Fremont and the pavilion was in Newark. That is Newark, California. Their new digs are in Oregon. Grants Pass area.
Within our contact that used to be part of the cult, she passed away last year, so passed away a few months ago. So she was unable to give us any data. Apparently the only thing she was able to give us is that at one point she was interested in Cal Hazel. But then she got married and left the academy. Yes. Only to pop up much, much later. Church. Yes, but that's not important. What's important now is to figure out where Gamelt went and how he's going to disrupt this timeline. His assignment was apparently just to observe and report. And since, well, Kyung-Yi Kim is kind of a narcissist, I guess they figured, well, a similar kind of personality, he might lead us to her. Well, he did, in a sense. So that's something. All we gotta do is find him.
He'll show up eventually. Maybe he'll even try to pitch for Star Trek here. This is sort of the Cillian version of it anyway. Yeah, it would be kind of screwy if he did that. But he'd probably try.
Maybe so. But stay alert. Never know what they might do. Oh, yes. Welcome, my glorious sycophants of my school and my computer company to the 41st anniversary of coming to California and to Milpitas, which are celebrating you here in Newark, apparently. Yes, what a strange set. We're on a completely other planet. How odd. Also, what's odd is that I have half my faculties in this one. Yes, very strange. Must be the Cillian powers. Yes, the key. Yes. We shall review many files on these Xers, who probably, no doubt, will show up, and make sure we observe, just in case they make an appearance. We could stop them, maybe.
Yes. Honestly, man, that doesn't sound like much of a party to me. Zoltine, also known as Prize Hunter. Yes, that sounds very, very, that doesn't sound much fun at all, really. Not much fun at all. But, very well, it's our party, so I guess we should enjoy it.
Oh, but Grandmaster, the Xers have figured it out. I changed my first name, but they figured it out immediately when they went to the channels on the YouTube channels. They were like, they'll never suspect it. It's just me. Yes. That is probably not a good plan, really. Well, we can just blame it on the time that I whacked my head on that cinder block and broke it open. Yes. Yes, I'll make that as an excuse.
I'm not really playing Mr. P. I'm the other Mr. P. Palm strike. There's another of me out there. From the X's as well, who was posting on the Bullshito. But it wasn't me. Yeah, he's one of the X's. They'll probably show up. There used to be a dozen of us, but now there aren't. Too bad, really. I was hoping to kick their butts. But, of course, they've never challenged us to actual combat.
Well, I, Lind Kim, am obnoxious. I carry the last name of Kimpers. I carry it. Even though technically I'm not really a daughter of her. That would be weird. No. And no, Cal Hazel was never interested in me. But I know you weren't talking about me. No. I was more interested in, well, Mr. Singers, of course, as you know. Yes, I was more interested in Mr. Cinders, who I married. But my marriage was legal. I don't think yours was it? You know very well, Sack, that it was not. Yes, obviously, it was not legal in the county of Santa Clara. Yes. So, but yes, I married a student. Who was my black belt, but I married him. He's stud. Yes, we all know about the case, which was thrown out of the court. And, yes, completely rejected by the judge. He was like, get out of my courtroom. It was almost with prejudice. Not quite, from what I understand. But we are not here to talk about what happened to us almost 18 years ago. No. We're here to celebrate stuff from 40 years ago. Coming to California.
Yeah, Kimpers, you actually did have a husband back then. His name was Art or Mark. And you had a different last name. We won't go into that because, then there's the slim possibility the Xers could find out where we are. Yeah, that's it. And, but, yeah, he actually had the property and stuff. There were a couple of rich students that we tried to, persuade back in the day to give us money, and some of them did. And, that's the trouble with that kind of thing. You gotta persuade the rich ones, not the poor ones. The poor ones don't have any money. Yeah.
Greetings. I am Kitty, the martial sportist. It has been some time since I've appeared on the main channel. Let it be known, many things I learned from the Master. So that you all know the things that I learned from the Master. I'll teach you them. Though outside of the school of the martial sportist, technically should not teach without the written consent of the Grandmaster. But, do it anyway. I'm not going to teach you forms or sparring tonight. That's he who strikes the first blow, the Mike Tyson-like, has already lost the battle. Because he who strikes the first blow, he assaults somebody and he gets arrested. Goes to jail. So, yeah, don't do that. Okay, other rule. The best fight is not to fight. Combat situation, it is best to avoid conflict. And to avoid conflict. Not an easy thing to do. Best to avoid conflict. And also, self-defense techniques that they taught at the school were not exactly completely on par, really. But not really. Now, at this point, reached the level of age that those other guys were when they were actually too old to be doing it. However, that's another lesson to be learned. That you don't need to do some fancy technique. Actually, the situation, improvise. Like Jackie Chan make improvise. A broomstick becomes a bow staff. A shield is an ironing or a pan or something. That kind of thing. An old chair leg becomes a bat. That kind of thing, Yes, so I'm not saying you should do anything that I'm suggesting. I'm just being silly. So keep that in mind. Don't do that. Yes, I'm not telling you how to beat the shit out of somebody. I'm not saying that. Don't do that. Oh, no, this is not an instructional video.
Gemelt's log. Supplemental. I seem to have located the control room from which the evil message emanates. At least one of them, anyway. Control station. Aliens seem to be in here. As well as someone I've seen before. That's weird. They seem to be broadcasting earlier stuff, but with our current footage. Interesting. Perhaps they are reliving it as some sort of simulation. Shared hallucination. But they are indistinguishable from the actual people in the room. Their life signs indicate there are, well, hundreds of them. That's kind of impressive. Whatever they are, they could be some sort of energy beings, I suppose. And they're just pretending to be some of the COL people to comfort them? I'm not sure. Anyway, so here I am. And there's no evil scientist guy in here that's gonna allow me to escape or anything like that. Don't think it's gonna be that at all. Yeah. No. Welcome, Mr. Gemelt. I am the infamous Adam Gee. I will not make an appearance on the floor of that group. If I do, it's my avatar. How do you like our little setup? I came to this planet with all kinds of ideas and aspirations some time ago. I helped have them put on a trial of the Kimster. And in one timeline it became real. I discovered I had Cillian powers. Because of my close association with Cal Hazel, of course. Although it wasn't much of an association after he left in 2007. But I left too. But for different reasons. I left earlier, 2005. It was, of course, me. I was, of all the instructor males, the one that actually got with the guru. Yes, I can't say I'm all that impressed about that, or anything that might have happened, but yes, I did. And the only reason Kitty Key posted on that site, I did not. The only reason he did is he thought they were talking about him at first. Yes, and that's kind of all the data we have, so we keep playing the data with real, facsimiles, I guess, avatars. But not like the Avatar movies. No, more like shared hallucination holodeck thing. Yes, but they are aliens. They are the aliens. You see, Kepterra is a fascinating planet. Yes, it has that ability. So, behind the scenes here, we will keep the energy flowing, the key energy music going in the background. You won't actually hear it, of course, because you get copyrighted. But yes, it'll be subliminal. And it'll be playing in the background to keep them calm. If they start fighting at some point, that would be bad. It would throw it off. Wow, Mr. Adamji. There was a trial. They're probably going to explain that later. But, yeah, and it ended up being thrown out of court. I heard about that on the captain's log. I came here. I studied the report. Usually I'm kind of a game guy, and I pitch to Star Trek. But you probably knew about that. Because I've been here before. I came to this planet to pitch my story to you guys. I remember that. Yeah, you're Patrick guy. I bet he's not even here, but yeah, I did. And he didn't want it. Yeah. Mr. Gomelt, I know you. I, too, pitched, but not to Star Trek. I pitched other things. I pitched a torrid affair adventure. But the thing is, I didn't ever post on bullshit. I posted on Cold Member, though. But yes, it was my ex-paramour, who, at the time, was actually... Yes, you leave this part out. She was actually married to the one master guy. Yes, she was a student married to a master as well. Like I was. And, yeah, we fooled around. We totally did. That one lady on Bullshito Kui, she's wrong. We were shagging. Obviously. We were shagging a lot.
Captain's log. Supplemental. The situation has turned from curiously weird to a little worse. It would appear that the unnamed vessel has a very unusual crew on board, and that Xers from the TMS have beamed down to the planet.
I, Estrogen, captain of my ship, shall lead a away team? Yes, that's it. An away team down to the planet and solve the situation, Mr. Izhenko. Possibly by mating with whatever I can find.
That would not be a good idea, Captain Estrogen. Besides, you're a little too old to be doing that.
No, sir, but I'm the right man for the job. You know why? Because the TMS people are kind of randy. And they're older, so, hey.
Son. Alexander. There is no way to explain anything to Estrogen. I met him many years ago during the Enterprise D adventures. He is rather flaky, yes, and rather lascivious at the same time. Lascivious? But I thought the TMS people had a no-dating faction down there. I read the reports. Are the crew in any danger of being accosted down there? Oh, I hope not. And I do not think so. And with Jammer as the captain of the other ship, probably down on the planet right now. I suppose some of us should go down there and try to straighten this out.
You just want to go down there and party, don't you? I don't blame you.
No, I do not. Although I do kind of like celebrations. Yes. It is good to be back. Yes.
I agree. It is good to be back.
You remind me of Lieutenant Yar. I loved her once. Yes, yes, totally loved her. Yes, that's it. Yes. Don't let it get around.
Yes, I remember that, unfortunately. I believe the consensus was the next day, Yar walked as if she had a broom up her keister. I see. Well, if we need to go down to the planet, you know where to find us. Yes. It is curious, though, that Aegir looks a lot like Curtin, my lost brother. Yes, but it's curious, though. How come Ayer looks so much like Worf and Kern? I don't know. Yes. Now, this is an important mission. We should remain stalwart and ready for anything. But if that was a martial arts place down there, I like that kind of thing. Yes, but now many of them are quite a bit older. They have to be more careful if they spar with each other, or they may break something.
I was not talking about sparring.
We know.
But this is Kitty Key, the martial sportist, telling you that no, he was not a badass. But in his day, he was. Yes, he was a badass. Yes, he sparred multiple opponents and dealt with them quickly. Now, in order to get an opponent to respect you must look them in the eye. Perhaps, looking in the eye, stalwart, they'll back off. They'll be like, what are you doing? They'll think you're crazy. But they'll also think, what are you doing? What are you going to do? And they won't know. Because you gave them the poker face. And for those of you that love the other weapons trainings, such as the knife or the sword or the gun, if you have to use those items instead of your hands, it is less honorable than fisticuffs. It's an old Irish way. Less honorable. If you have to get a device to extend your range, well, you have to do that. Yes, I'm kind of kidding, but yes, there's a little truth to it. Mainly it's about confidence and psyching your opponent out. Mainly it's about yelling, expressing yourself to the point that they either think you're nuts or you're packing. And then I gotta fuck with you. So yeah. But yeah, I'm not technically giving advice at all. I'm saying that. Don't go out and do combat with bullies. It's only against bullies and asshole people. Bullies and asshole people. And you can't ignore bullies and asshole people and pretend they're going to go away, because they won't. They will keep persisting. And what that one lady, one instructor, master lady said years ago, yes, if you can get in really close, you got to feint and jab, like the kickboxer. They think the right hook's coming in, but it's the left hook. Or vice versa. You're like, okay, he's going to use his dominant arm and he's going to like do a full-on strike and put all his weight into it. But no. Maybe not. Maybe he'll go and pimp slap you instead. This hand. And you'd be like, he pimp slapped me. Why'd you do that? Ninja Turtle. Yes, I know I'm a cartoon martial sportist. Of course I am. But I'm still not as fast as I was. And I would have to cheat. Yes. You know, on the science show, they say survival of the fittest was not survival of the strongest. It's survival of the fittest. That doesn't mean the physically fittest. That means... Oops. So they would have taken care of those that weren't as fit. However, if there was survival of the fittest to an extent, survival of the fittest means the person that makes it out alive. So if the person that makes it out alive, yeah, good. He survives to mate again. So they might say in some circles the best... soldier is the soldier that survives, not the soldier that's martyred. The soldier that lives to a ripe old age and is an old warrior, Klingon or something. Well, not Klingon, but that's Star Trek. Yes, you don't see any old Klingon warriors very much. But the Hong Masters of Deep Space Nine. Yes, they don't see many old warriors.
I was one of them. We talismans came from the Utah, the place at the moment, and we come from the Utah, yes, and directly descended from Austrian people, yes, and Russian apparently, because Gatov is Russian. Anyway, so yes, mixed together like that. Anyway, so yeah, and I suspect that I sense with my Cillian powers, yes, that they are close. The other talismans are very close. They're on their way.
They did figure out how to get our goat really good. About 20 years ago. Really good. Yes. Legends. Legends they were. Legends they still are.
The bullshito. Yes, we have lots of records of that. We will, of course, be viewing the hated records all throughout this celebration because there's really nothing else to talk about post all of the success and wonder and stuff of the whole thing. So we're just going to do that. Yeah, let's explore what happened later because there was that other Cillian episode where we explored the earlier stuff. And I was there on the planet, and we got assimilated by the Borg, but they were like silly Borg. And then we escaped. Yeah. And then there was that other universe that we heard about where we were in charge. That sounds like a great universe. Yeah. Yeah. Linda Kim. We made that stuff up. You do realize, Linda Kim. You do realize, Sack, Kim, that we made all of that up, right? I mean, come on. You were in on it. Come on. Yes. We figured, we have movie films. We'll use ideas from movie films and the culture and stuff, Korean culture, mix them together in a pot with a little bit of Bible quotes and stuff, and make it sound all impressive. And a little bit of Buddhism and a little bit of this and that, and mix that in there, and then just say, we thought of all this stuff. Yes, they couldn't check back then. It was the 80s, the 1980s, and there was no checking. Yes. And also, in the Way of the Warrior videos we did, yes, my accent was actually a little clearer than it got over the years. Yes, it almost sounded like this, like it does now. Yes, I'm not sure why that is. Yes, Grandmaster. But you never told us who your master was. Not even once. No one knows. I never thought to ask you. So, now that you're all a little dingy, who was he? I may be a little dingy, but I'm not going to reveal who my master was.
I'm back. Ma'am, trip. I'm the rich one around here. That's rich, get it? Yeah. Michael Tomat, which is a sort of amalgamation of two different guys named Michael, with a T on the end. Two different guys. Yeah, Michael Tomat.
Mr. Tomat. Yes, welcome back. Your brothers and sisters in training. They are here with you for the celebration. Yes, you ran many of the parties, the ones that I didn't attend. Successfully brought many students, but not so successful as the infamous Jammer, who brought in many more. He was a better manager than you. I hate to say it, but he was. He just was. Yes.
No. Oh, I know that. I hired him. I know that. Yeah. I hired him first place. Hey, yeah. I was remembering my master testing. I'm sure you all remember yours. Well, about half of you. The rest of you got honorary master titles. Honorary titles. Was that title drop time already? Yeah. Anyway, So yeah, I remember that. That was cool. Yeah. Yeah. Seems that Kitty Key guy, that Cal Hazel guy, he gave himself a master belt in 2020. Yeah. Just thought I'd tell you that. Yeah.
A master belt. Huh. A master belt in 2020. Took him that long to promote himself, did he? I wonder why he waited that long. He could have gone to store, bought belt any time. Belt not important. The training important. Yes. It was not the actual belt. It would be interesting to discuss such things with him later. Well, whenever the stuff you gave me would make my mind come back together. Yeah, whenever that wears off, we'll be in trouble. But for now,
Veterinary Adderall. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's normally used for horses.
you doped up the Grandmaster on horse medication. How long will it last?
I didn't know. I didn't check the dosage for a human. Hours, maybe? Well, that's just prime.
My disciples. My disciples of my quasi-religious school. Yes, that's it. And computer company. Yes, let us come together once more. There aren't a dozen of us, though. Not anymore. There are a handful, I think. Yes. Unless the Xers show up. I remember back in the day, the 80s, because my mind works that way. I remember there were at least 15. And yes, there were such glorious guys as the Hoosen and the Johnson and the Elder and a bunch of other guys. They're not here anymore. They moved away. And there were such glorious ones. There were girl ones too. There was Banano. There was Best. There was Bemused. Yes.
First officer's log. Supplemental. We've beamed down to the strange planet Keptera, where they're having a party for Kimpers. Yeah, they call her Kimpers. Kyungi Kim. Yeah, they've apparently juiced her up on something, so she actually is aware of things. It's kind of messed up. So we're just observing what they were doing. They're just talking, currently. There's only a handful of them left. The rest are Xers. I'm going to find them. So here we are.
It is weird being Tamara and being here right now. Twins are prevalent in our actual family. Yes, twins. Although, technically, I wonder if I was actually adopted along with my twin sister, who has since gone. Yes. I'm supposed to be at college. Well, shortly. I don't think it starts just yet. Yeah. Yeah. So, anyway. So I play Tamara, but yeah. We was a team, you know. Yeah. Never got to see the other girl, but we did a few times, actually. We tag teamed, because, like, we had a thing going where we were like, alright, you know, we was a team. Then Kestra kind of came in, and she became the team.
Commander, take note that some kind of conundrum is affecting us. We seem to have some sort of weird reversion. Not sure what it is. Our minds are being manipulated here. Could be some kind of subliminal music or something. Yes. I'll do a scan. There's definitely a subliminal message here. Maybe it's what's keeping everything together. For the time being, something is keeping it calm. Odd. Yes, I sense it too. It's weird. I seem to be thinking about an earlier time as well. It's odd. Although, I can't really be that other person, can I? That would be weird. Yeah. We must investigate. Let's look further. We'll go over there.
keep observing that handful of former COL people. Try to figure out what's going on.
Huh, that's weird. They never revealed that Tamara was in fact a twin, although that does make a certain amount of sense. There's twins around. Yeah, I never thought about that. Yeah, she came and went. How did the other one come and go and went? Yeah, that kind of makes sense. So you're actually the other Tamara. Yeah, I also have the sense that I'm from another timeline too. And there's other, like, conundrums going on. Mind stuff. Definitely weird. We must consult the people that can do mind stuff on the ship. The old stories they are watching. Ah, yes. The old stories they're watching. They're not going back very far. Only back to the 2010s. I wonder why. Maybe they don't want to go back further. Maybe it would be too painful for them. I mean, the Cilia, the cult, the COL, was PSTD for many of them. It's odd. This planet is very unusual.
We'll continue to investigate this further, as well as noting that the people on the screen were Bullshido characters, and also Cillians. Some of them are Cillians. Shadow Dancer, for instance. He's a Cillian. Definitely. And his daughter and his son, they're Cillians too. That's odd. Huh. Although the daughter's not in the video. She's just mentioned. Yeah. Talismans? Were the talismans? Right.
Kitty Key, the martial sportist, as that new character is called. This concerns the martial sportist and what he is, his origins. He's a Ronin master without a clue. A Ronin is a Ronin without a master. He's a master without a clue. He is based on a spoof of me, more than anything else. He is based on the Jung Soo-won character from the Bullshido website, who posted about the school and also on me. I thought that it would be funny to have this character. Unfortunately, it is such a in-joke, because bullshido.org and .net is not really a big deal, that a guy who posts as Claire Whore, he's the one this is a funny name, but he started the blog in 2005 in honor of his friend who was posting on there, and a couple of his friends from the Youngsa, and they were posting on there, or ex-Youngsa, and then they just started off from there, and now they have 4 mega threads, and they have over 4,000 pages from at least 36 ex-students, including 20 of them who were in the COL special program. And, so that's not libelous and slanderous and so forth if there's over 30 witnesses. Yeah, that's a cult. See, pretty much. So, yeah, people on the very little speculation going around. There's some speculated that the Kitty Key person is not allowed to say where he trained. Actually, he is allowed to say where he trained. It was called Jung Soo-won, but it was a long time ago. We won't necessarily go into details. And the main reason that we left that particular that was afterward. It was due to they moved. They moved from San Jose, and they moved mysteriously one night, and so I wanted to get out of it anyway, so I just didn't come back. I did come back when they moved to Fremont a couple times to a testing or two. Then we started vlogging, so that wasn't a good thing either. Shouldn't have done that. So we did block those, but there's no
group saying don't post about them, except not to post anything bad about them. But yes, Kitty Key is from Jungswan.
Oh. There you are. A very clever place. Your thoughts create reality. But yes, it is a bit more like your thoughts create its own reality, erasing another one. But in this case, you're not erasing it. You're just supplanting it. Very clever. But keeping it at bay, like Organians. Are you Organians? Because that would be interesting. Yes. I suppose we should tell that Starship crew all about this. But I won't. That is, if you cooperate. Q. Cutie from the other timeline. I am Gee. Yes. You needn't try to bribe me. I am, after all, brilliant with that kind of thing. I'm not just an ex-champion. I'm also very good at being sneaky. That's why I never posted. Yes, these stories that are being revealed here are not just a clip show. Oh no. It's like a expose movie. Yeah, totally it is. Instead of the usual response to the Xers, I decided that these Organian-like life forms would be useful to us, for them to make peace. And also, I decided what would happen if I convinced them to play a special tune. This tune would relax them in the same way a typical TMS class would. And once the tune relaxes them, then they would be susceptible to persuasion. Yes. And then they would just admit to everything, right then and there as they watch the videos. They don't realize that it's actually very Secret Service-y. And yes, I stole the idea from Section 12 and Section 31. Interesting groups. Yes, I combined them, their elements. You see, Section 31 does all the clandestine spy stuff, but Section 12 does all the supernatural mumbo-jumbo stuff. Yes, it turns out she's in both of the records, the guru, who I slept with years ago. Oh my. But yes, yes, so that's it. So yes, I never posted on Bullshido. But these files, they're from some of the kitties. Of course, dramatized by Cal Hazel, who decided he should put his name all over it. So in turn, we have stories that will affect that as well. You're kind of nuts, aren't you? Well, that's okay. I guess they'll continue to watch these videos. It'll be sort of like Time and Place and Here and Now, the Kimster's TV show that she never revived in 2012. Yeah, I read the reports. She had a chance to bring that show back. She had a chance to expand the whole cult, but never did. After 1998 and the incident with a show called Inside Edition, that was the end of it. And the cult never really came back from that. It kind of did underground, but never really... It sort of resurfaced a few times, but then it really went south when they left San Jose in 2007. It was on its way down by 2006. The Bullshido. And now Bullshido in 2026 on Earth is a term for whatever. Yeah, it's become legendary, like honorary masters or something, honorary degrees, honorary titles, like her honorary titles, Doctor of Literature. Why would she get a Doctor of Literature? That's silly. She was never a literary person. You'd think they would give her a doctorate of kinesiology or something, calisthenics or something appropriate to what she actually did. Because she was good at that. A doctorate in business, maybe? But no, it's an honorary title. Yes, title drop. I'm not really. I'm not really the Patrick character from the other story. I was just pretending to be him. They totally bought it. Yes, completely. Ha. Yes, and now I've come to the reunion story in order to hang out with them and try to figure out what's up. They're up to. All things shall be revealed. Oh, I knew you weren't Patrick. That didn't make any sense. But what doesn't make any sense either is that somehow Shadow Dancer was hanging out in these videos. How was he doing that? Even in 2015? Like before the series actually started? Doesn't make any sense. Where's he getting this from? I knew he was never there. I didn't hang out with him during the Bullshito years. That's weird. Yes. Very strange. Oh well. Are these like recreations of the facsimile or the holodeck or something? Well, they looked a little more realistic originally. Huh. Oh well, I knew you weren't Patrick, so there.
I see I found some other people from the other ship. So, we got here too. Not on the Esteban, though. On another ship. So they wouldn't know we were coming. It's very secret. The away team is wandering around here somewhere. We must figure out what's going on. Before they figure out we're here. Yeah, that's it.
Aye, yeah. Well, that's why we came down here too. We're trying to figure out what's going on. But yeah, this appears to be just some sort of 40th anniversary celebration, 41st maybe. Yeah. But they're playing stuff from the 2010s, the late 2010s. I guess Kitty Key decided after the Bullshito threads died down that he would make himself the center of the universe. Great. Guess that thoughts create reality thing, or replace reality with your own thing is going on. Well, that's one of the reasons I came in disguise. You see, I was using my disguise to hide myself before I came over here, so that we could infiltrate the party and figure what's going on. However, as you can see, we haven't done that. Yes. It is silly, but of course they can't actually, name a bunch of names, though, because that'd be bad. And then they'd be in trouble if they did that, so it's kind of clandestine. It's not Section 31, though. It's more Section 12. Spooky action stuff. Oh. Yes.
So that disproves that particular story because I just mentioned the name twice. No longer though, and I was thinking that earlier it's a Taekwondo school, and I think they're still in Fremont. Pretty sure they're still in Fremont somewhere. I won't give a name, and I'm not there anymore. So it's been the physically fit wise. I wasn't that physically fit at that point, and I was having back trouble. So the main reason for leaving that group was I could no longer spar and fight in battle. So yeah, some famous celebrity doing it. It's this sort of a spoofy Cal Cat type of guy who goes and makes snarky comments about martial arts schools in general, McDojos and fake schools and whatnot. They moved away from San Jose. That was their second school. They had been in Milpitas for many years, and over a dozen years, and then they moved to San Jose for 3. And one night in 2007, they decided to get up and leave, and mysteriously. They moved to Fremont. And then they also did, they reopened in Fremont in 2008, and then closed again, mysteriously, and moved to another part of Fremont in 2013. There have been numerous copycats of Kitty Key, the internet, because Kitty Key is an awesome name. It is also the name of
the Hello Kitty character boss of the game, and the Sanrio Sunrise character. He is not related to that character. I'm just being silly. And so it's like, it's not that he's Kitty Key, it's he's Key TYK Key. We've decided to make it a little less weird by calling him just Kitty Key, like the Hello Kitty character. Now, let's see. How often was I on the Bullshido? Well, that was an oddity there, because back then I didn't know that anything you put on the internet never goes away. Also, I didn't know that it was a very bad idea. I only commented on things that I thought were strange and weird, that I thought were personally weird. So that you can tell my penmanship is clearly different from that other guy that got a million typos. Guy, could be a guy. I'm assuming it's a guy. And this being an origin of Kitty Key story, that many of the people in the COL group, I was not in the COL group. There's another clue that it wasn't me, because that person knew some COL stuff. I didn't know about that. I was kind of in young stuff. I didn't know about COL, pretty much. A little bit. And so this other person kept commenting on that. So that was pretty much that story from Bullshido. In late 2011, there was the imposter continued to post on there until his mother kicked him off. Around the same time that I decided not to post, and everyone assumed, therefore, it was me. Everyone assumed, therefore, the 2 or 3 other bloggers that from Young Saw that were making other channels. There was an Inspector Frack, and there was a Kid Full of Girly, and some other, and weird Star Fury, strange names, all made up. Rakuntrot, Helikitty Kai over there on YouTube. All of these people tried to make up these different channels to make fun of the school they trained at.
How did we get back in here? Now, of course, my backstory has always been a little unusual. Thad, my late brother, and I are apparently androids that were constructed during the synth ban and put on the planet Nepotesia and we never were. Yeah. So yeah, the Riker thing. We don't know where we actually came from, and now we're here, and I detect from this subliminal energy message thing that's going on. It's not really that subliminal. It's actually liminal. I can read it with my tricorder. Yeah, it seems the TMS people are messing with the planet. Yeah, and that's why we're here. And yeah. But my other self from the other timeline is a TMS person. Yeah. And there's also a ton of an amalgam, because there's another person to me that's a church camp person. It's weird. Yeah. It always has been a little strange. Even now. But I am Sandra Talisman. Yes. In one of these other timelines, apparently I got with Kitty Key. Yeah. But then also Cal Hazel. I apparently get around. But one thing I've never been with was that AG guy. I never did him. It's too much. Besides, he'd already been with Kimmy, so, which is gross. So, this AG guy, he never posted on the Bullshido, as that guy commented in that video we were all watching for some reason. They don't know that us Xers are here, but they suspect we're on our way, which we are. I'm not sure how we got back to the bridge, or even if it is the bridge. The special powers they seem to have developed seem to be enhanced by, medications. That's weird. Yeah, so I've never actually been with this Kitty Key guy, but he seemed to have wanted me. But yeah, I wouldn't have been with Cal Hazel either, because back in the day, the chief instructor COL guy, the chief guy, and the chief girl under the Grandmaster, they're my parents, my mother and my stepfather, and it would have been strange having them as a knowing that something might happen, which obviously didn't. Yeah, so nothing happened. Also, I'm similar to some of the Star Trek people. I'm similar to Kestra.
Yes, the Xers have tried to figure out who those Fillet people are for a long time. I know they're listed in the credits and everything. We can't seem to figure it out, and I think the consensus is there some sort of like amalgams as well, some sort of fictional adventure. But they don't really resemble those, though. I think they're probably Sicilians. Yes. But if your thoughts do indeed create reality in Silly Track, then, which incidentally Timmy didn't think of, that's just a thing, imagination thing. I think she probably cribbed that from a movie. Yeah, even the other sayings like he can do, she can do, why not me? That was a wartime poster, Korean War probably, and it said he can do, they can do, why not you? Originally, she just because it wouldn't have said she can do. It was the 50s. No, it wouldn't have included that. No, it was a wartime poster. Yeah. Yeah, so that's the 50s. From what I hear, anyway, from history. Obviously, I'm not that old. I'm not going to reveal. Well, no. But you probably already figured that out. Sandra Talos and the whole thing. Yeah, so here I am contemplating this bizarre story. And my doppelganger in the other universe became a law student, a law office worker, apparently. So yeah, so we'll keep all the legal stuff official. We'll go find that party again and find out what's going on. And maybe it's not about the party. Maybe it's the journey. I don't know. What am I doing here? Oh yeah, I know what I'm doing here. Oh. I'm the cowgirl from the cast. I only look a little bit like that other lady, the Kate Hertzman. Actually, not her. I'm not Kate Hertzman. I'm actually this other character. I'm Celebrate Joy on the other channel, and yeah, and I was a number of different people in the cast from the old TMS stories, and they probably know that, and they're probably reading our minds right now with some kind of device that reads minds. Yeah, so. It's an error of logic to assume as well that I was intimate with just some of the students when I was a student at the academy. Well, some of the instructors too. I thought for years, in fact, that my firstborn was actually one of theirs, and that's why these two other instructor guys left. There's this Texas guy, he left. This other surfer guy, he left. But not to be confused with AG. He was a different surfer. He was with the Grandmaster, which was messed up because Also, I was reading on the online blogs currently about all kinds of stuff like the no dating rule. That didn't apply to everybody. It applied to some of them, but not to everybody. Definitely didn't apply to me because, but yes. Now that I'm long in years, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't. Everybody's grown up now. Even the other. So the backstory about that was that back in the late 1980s, I was separated and from my husband, and I won't say who I am, but there's 2 or 3 other people that were in that same boat at the time, the early days of COL. So it could be them, and not who you might think this is. But yes, and so I also worked for a computer company and a bunch of other stuff in the back in the day. But anyways, that's a COL thing, and there was essentially a 3-way. There was a 3-way, 10 sneaking 3-way. Yeah, and it was luck of the draw. And 9 months later, well, I had a kid. I don't know which instructor it was, and no, I never got him tested. Never got her tested. Nope, don't know. But I have an idea. After all those years, I had an idea. I was like, oh, wait a minute. She said, I am Claire of Clairehoire. My husband is not here. He will not be attending this particular celebration. However, you have conjured a version of the guy they keep confusing him with. The Brandon. Not to be confused with other Brandons from politics. No, his name was Brandon long before that.
Yeah, we moved away a long time ago. Left the cult. I did post on Bullshit along with Claire Horror your husband. Yeah, and yeah, my name goes back to it's my COL name. Yeah. So yeah, I was infamous though in the cult. I was one of the horny guys, and and except for my mother's drunken stupor story, I have a story in which there was an instructor guy named Metador. I'll name his name. Dang it. Well, his COL parody name. He Metador. He gave me a dirty book to look at when I was a teenager at COL, and then Grandmaster chastised me about it. It was a dirty book. They kept saying, "Oh, it was on the internet." Like later on when they tell the story, there wasn't any internet back then, or at least it was very primitive. No, it was a dirty. It was like a Playboy or something. Yeah, and they claimed all this other stuff was going on, and it wasn't. It was just a Playboy. Yeah, that's hardly shocking. And they berated me in class as a teenager. It's messed up. But yes, I might as well tell you the story about the mother, too. My mother was kind of bonkers. And one time we were at a restaurant in Milpitas, and she got drunk. She had too much with, what was it? I think it was daiquiris or margaritas. I think it was margaritas. She had like 3 of them. And then she saw, later on she saw, someone there poisoned my thing and gave me a roofie. It's just like, no one gave her a roofie. No one would give my mother a roofie, trust me. No, she just got drunk. Really, really drunk. That's the story. So, as you can see, we were already on the outset. And then they got in trouble for the dirty magazine. Or something. I think that it was a long time ago.
Well, I am Nita. My COL name, yes. Yes, yes, I wanted to be with Cal Hazel. And Kitty Key as well. I am one of the Kitty Keys. Yes. What is our mission? I suppose this is my little brief cameo. Yes. Me and my kids were posting on the Cult Slayer's website. Yeah. Yes. They'll probably add to that later with some ridiculous story about how a bunch of other girls are out there. It'll probably end like that. Kind of dumb.
I am Adam Gee. You've come to the right place. Yes. I was the cult master. Till they closed it down. Welcome. The message will continue. But all in peace and fun, of course, for the anniversary. Yes.
The funny thing is, though, is that the COL people would berate the other ex-students on there, which was not cool. Including, I'm not going to go into who they are and all that stuff, just to say they did. And they would also get really mad and post stuff saying, "Oh, Grandmaster and the other instructors are not talking about this blog," which is it's not affecting us at all. It's like, yeah, I'll believe that one. Yeah, it's like, no, it was affecting them. Very much so during the last few days of 2007 that I'm aware of. Yes, absolutely. It was affecting them. They were actually going on there on that website. We knew about it. We knew what was going on. So yeah, those guys that said, "Oh, we never talked about it in class." Yes, they did. Okay, they did. Just regular class, they talked about it. Don't go in the bullshit, and post mean things. Yeah, they did. So yeah, then they had the audacity to play the harassment game on all of the ex-students. They couldn't get to come to a demonstration in 2011, a little bit after that other stuff. A little bit before, I guess. Yeah, so before. And that's what set these other guys off, so they just went off on a tangent. Tried to make Kitty Key look bad because they thought somehow I was still in on it. And somehow, I wasn't there anymore. I hadn't been there for 4 years. So that's where Kitty Key comes from. That has since put up a disclaimer on there saying their students should not go on the internet. And yeah, that's interesting. But yeah, so yeah, Kitty Key has this bizarre past. Well, no, Yeah, and they knew full well people were posting, and they posted themselves. So, the instructors were wasting their company time, class time, posting on that website to yell at the ex-students. They were doing that. We saw them do it. Yeah. It was like, okay. Yeah. And the irony was the guy they were looking for never posted on there. Yeah. There was a guy they were looking for on there. They wanted to sue. Ronin is a warrior without a master, and he's a master without a clue. Now, if Kitty Key had continued training somewhere else for the last 8 years, 7.5 years, he'd already be a master somewhere else again. So it's conceivable that he could be, I suppose. He's not. He's not making fun of the old school in any way. He's just making fun of the idea of there being, these phony martial arts schools. And, McDojos, as they. So there you go. That's the Kitty Key story. In case you were wondering.
Actually, he sort of did. Actually, we sort of did, because, we sort of figured that out. You may not know of me, but I was there too. Yes, my sister and I were there. We were the Kim sisters. Have you heard of us at the time? Miriam and Kate? Yeah. And you've played me a few times as well, which is just to confuse the heck out of them. But yeah, Kate passed away like last year. But yeah, but yes. So there you go. We were Xers from the academy. We were there in the background. We just weren't as prevalent as the other ones. We were there. I looked through the list, and indeed, we're there. And right now, I'm imagining the other thing because of the weird hold the party has on us. And so, yes. But I am here as well because the timeline is screwy. Let's figure out what's going on here. Get off the bridge. Oh no. Hello. Yes. There was also some tense sneaking with mine as well. My COL kid. Yeah. Well, there's two of them actually. 80s and 90s, roughly. And yeah, one of them is totally Kitty Keys. Totally. She is. Absolutely. But yeah, the plucky one that looks kind of like me but younger, like way younger, yeah, it's clearly mine. It's clearly his. It's not one of the Texas guy or it's clearly like, yeah, it's mine. She's mine. And she's also his. Yes, not one of the instructors. We were all students, and we broke the no dating rule all the time. It's only the later ones got in trouble. Because they were just sloppy, you see. There's lots of... And nobody needed to pay any support or anything. That would have been kind of like a deadbeat thing. But no, we didn't need to do that. And so, yeah, that's what we did. Just had a lot of fun times. Yeah, that culminated with the 1990s romance class. Nobody actually hurt themselves, though. That's good. So this comedy is kind of dark. I just thought I would throw in that one line, because it needs to be in there. Explain that. And what's weird is the guru was already like into the students anyway, even if giving them special treatment and stuff. So she's a hypocrite. Just you know. I'm Christina the Xer, and I'm here. There were many Christinas and Catherines, though, so you aren't really going to know who this is. I was Count Slayerus. Yes, I do kind of resemble, without the cowboy hat, Kestra over there. And, yeah, that's interesting. But yes. And I'm not really a dude. I wasn't involved in the shagging incident. There were other shagging incidents. Yeah, I was one of the exes of one of the instructor guys. And then I had an affair with the infamous AG on the internet. Yeah, he never posted on the internet, by the way. It was me. Yeah, I did it. Yeah. So yeah, if the Kimpers is reading this, yeah. Also, that lady that was an actress, the romancer type class, they paid her to be his date because he's that much of a loser. If I see him on the planet, he'll probably just freak out. I won't say anything. He's gonna say something, but nah. Yeah, I know that girl. Yeah, that's the old lady. She's probably not here though. I wouldn't think she would set foot at the this. Yeah. Let's find a way out of here and then check that out.
I'm not going to name their names. So the kitty key guy is not going to do that when he does his kitty key movie. The kitty key is just going to have fun and do, like, he's doing a fake McDojo. It's been 8 years or 7.5 years since the original. He's gone on to get another master at an even crappier school, and now he's well, a crappy school. He's gone out to be a phony Ronin, and it's a comedy show thing. So there is the story of Kitty Key. So he has mentioned that. So yeah, they were doing some unusual things at their school. And the actual official reason why I left had nothing to do with all that stuff, actually. I had back muscle problems that prevented me from doing proper sparring and fighting. So that's all that was. I was not kicked out for having blogging. Maybe they thought, oh look, please, she's only kicked him out of.
It's now 2026. Yeah, I don't know anything about that stuff. If they sent another cease letter, which they wouldn't, be like, what? I don't know anything about that. I don't know. Yeah. They won't. Cease and desist letter. Yes, but their marriage, the sham marriage was fake. That trial was thrown out of court. Wasn't even in court, really. It was the judge ruled in the chambers. Broke up the thing. Get out of my court. Get out of my chambers. So the Xers that posted about that, I confirm that. That's what happened. That's absolutely what happened. It wasn't a real marriage. Well, it's messed up. And then they're all, but that guy, he was having affairs. Well, COL with the student affairs. Like, what? I was? Okay. When was that? That'd be awesome, but no. You're thinking of the silly track version. That's made up. Yeah, I wasn't having. Even if there was like there's supposedly COL love child or something. I don't know what that is. But if that worked, then it wasn't like it was. You were an instructor at the time. I would have been like a yellow belt, and she would have been a yellow belt. So yeah, we were students, not instructors. That's not weird. It's just no. Yeah, that's not weird. They're adults. They're consenting adults, and they're students. So what? Are you thinking of that other one later on when I was a brown belt? She was a yellow belt. Because she's an adult too. It's just like, But what about Sandra, the girl from Talisman? I never dated her. Like we said, like we decided before back in the day. I'm not going to date you because your parents are in COL and they're weird. So we didn't.
So, yeah, he has a lot of girls, doesn't he? Yes. Here's the next one. He has one boy. Kiki boy. Yeah. This guy is from the church group. And he is not from COL. And he is a son of Cal Hazel. But illegitimate. I don't think he knew. But he is. Totally is. There's a couple of others from that other group. I'm sure they're there, but that doesn't matter. Yeah. Since this is a comedy, one of the future Kestras, analyzed by the thing, you'd think she'd be abracadabra, but she's technically adopted. But no, this one's not adopted. This is the Talisman. It's mom. Sandy Talisman does have a daughter with Kitty. Born in 2006, I would say, 2007, somewhere around there. Predating whatever could have happened in 2007. Yeah. Doctor, how come most of them are girls? I don't get it. Yes, and most of them predate the 20-year mark. Yeah, well, he was still training, so yeah, sperm was not working as for the boy sperm wasn't as potent as the girl sperm. That's kind of what happened. Yeah, all girls. Pretty much all girls. Isn't that funny? So you never got with him? Don't be absurd. I wouldn't have been with him. It's ridiculous. Oh no. Actually, I seriously doubt that some of these are real. Cal Hazel probably messed with the results with his Cillian power, so he could act like he had a progeny or something. It's ridiculous. He would do something like that. To make himself look more important.
What? Okay. Like, nope. Don't think so. I would also be an instructor as well later on at the time, so that wouldn't be their problem either, would it? But no, there wasn't. That's goofy. That's just, that was in that one episode. Ooh, it means something. No, it doesn't. It's completely made up. Yeah, it was COL trying to freak everybody out. That's what it was. No, totally. Let's make up a story. Let's defame the Calcat guy. Like, why? What's that going to prove? Other than to prove it didn't work because it proves he's a stud, and which no. You're like, oh my gosh, that guy had all those girlfriends. No, he didn't. He probably wishes he did. No. Yeah, so that's fine. But nothing happened. No, nothing happened there either. Does it really count that we like to go to movies and stuff back in the day? No, it doesn't mean anything. What does COL care anyway? What even students at that point? Don't go in there anymore. Yeah, I'm not showing her this. I'm gonna throw it away. Threw it away. Ooh, the hell? What's wrong with you people? Let's find that ex-student and that'll stop him from blogging about us. That wasn't. Just encouraged me to do it more. See you all stuff. But yeah, but yeah, there. And then there was the other one that's connected to that ridiculous story. He was around her. He was fooling around with the other ladies at Jung Swan and COL. That lady's daughter worked at a store in the mall, and it was like one of them embarrassed her at one point. One of the other baristas said like, "Is that your dad?" And I was like, "I don't think so." No, I don't think so. So that's where that started because one of the COL people heard that story. Freaked out. That's all that was. The barista was wrong. I wasn't her dad. Stupid. It's news to me if that happened. It'd be after she was already of legal age and everything and working in a place. And I think the mother would have mentioned it if that was the case. It's not. She would have said, "Oh yeah, my daughter who's training in COL, that's yours." News to me. I don't think I ever done that. Nope. And that's all. The controversy mystery. That's all it is. They just misunderstood what happened in the store she was working at. I was always going to say it was a coffee shop, but yeah, it's a coffee shop that's now gone. It's in the mall, and it was yeah, that's all it was. Just COL people misheard that as, oh my God, it's proof of something. Could have, that in order for that to have worked, I would have been 18 years old, and that other lady would have been in her early 20s. And we would have been yellow belts. That's ridiculous. That's stupid. 18 or 19, maybe 19. That wouldn't have worked. At 18. I was 18. And there's no COL love children. Yeah, don't remember doing that. I think I would have remembered that. Got lucky with the hot blonde lady at the academy when I was 18. I think I would have remembered that. I would have remembered that. Hot cowboy blonde lady. Sort of a cowboy. Well, of course, clean cow poop had to come from somewhere. Yeehaw! It's not that we couldn't show like video of that. It's that. Why? Why would you want to see that?
We decided that we should also test. Even though I kind of know the answer. Yes, please, doctor, reveal this one. I know I'm not Cal Hazel's. That's impossible. He's not mine either. I just want to know, since clandestine missions of the past are long, long gone. Is it true, Tabby? Did you know all along who I was?
I did. But yes, now it's confirmed. You were Worf's brother Kern. They tried to genetically alter you and plastic surgery and stuff on Deep Space Nine. But no, you're Kern. You're Worf's elder brother. But I think that's pretty obvious now that I think about it. Anyway, we should return to the ship. I just thought to reveal all this just to be goofy.
Okay. Oh no. Oh no, you're gonna throw up that. Oh no. You're gonna throw off the experiments. This is weird. No, we can't do that. Your experiment is driving them insane. They will be driven crazy and start being stereotypes like in one of my stories. Well, they kind of already are. Those other stories bleed into these ones because of the way that you structured this whole thing. It's kind of impressive. I figured you had help from that, those time and place people that also were part of the whole thing, and those Organians. I have no idea the level of weirdity that you conjured all the avatars and stuff, and even Cal Hazel and Kitty Key's daughters and sons and stuff. That was weird. How'd you even know about that? That's weird. Was it like other dimensions or something, or other energy aliens, or I'm not even totally sure about that. How that worked.
That was not his idea. The avatars and the real people have kind of mixed up the COL ladies. Yes. You see, even though the stars and their doppelgangers have similar names, they aren't really who they say they are. Me, for instance, I have been Hello, and I've been Angel, and I've been others as well. Hyung-sa in other timelines. I am a Q-like Cillian entity. I am the true bastard child of Kitty Key. And I say it bastard twice because, obviously, Linda Day George. Yes.
Wait a minute. You sound more like that Adam guy over there than you do him. You sound kind of nuts. Yeah, you sound like him.
All of the others are illusions except for the teenage one. She's actually one of his daughters. Yes. Yes. But the interesting thing about that is two of those. One of them died, and it turns out in real life their avatars are cats. His cats. There's a boy around somewhere, but he's too young to be here. So apparently, got with someone else after all that other stuff happened. Either that or their cats. Not really sure what's going on with that. And don't worry about it. In time, this will all make sense. In time, we will have warped the minds of COL. To do our bidding, of course. Yes. Yes.
Yeah. And wait a minute. Even though she has the mark of the COL on the shoulder, and it's of the people, of the young Saw and all that, she does really sound like me more than she does him. But that kind of makes sense. I mean, it kind of does. After all, the fling with the COL lady that happened years ago, I was there. Yeah. I'm roughly the same age as and the other guy, so you'll never figure it out because, oh yes, they said there were hundreds of us. Oh yeah, totally were hundreds of us. That's right. You're not gonna know which one it was. The weekends had 100 people at them. You're not gonna have any clue as to who that actually really is. Ha ha. And yeah, you do act like me. Are you sure you're not actually mine?
I hadn't thought of that. Should we test you too? No, we probably won't do that. We shall find out. There's another 2 hours of this. Yeah. Yes, and by the time it is over, the Kimster, the Kyungi Kim, will be so insane, she'll never leave.
God, I thought my scripts were melodramatic. Ugh. Is this the way this ends, or is it just a setup for part 2? It's a setup for part 2, isn't it? Gah. Yeah. Dun dun. Dun dun.